I hit it, but I didn't.
I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you've been told. But it is Wednesday by my watch. It is time for the Bold Prediction Sports Media Podcast. And as tradition, the only tradition we're building here, he's Mr. KC from the 813. I'm that dude with the beard, and we coming at you with some more NFL action, pre-NFL action. We're getting closer and closer. August is pretty much among us. The preseason is here, pretty much, and no better season than the regular season. But we'll always take a preseason. It's the Christmas Eve. People like Christmas Eve, don't they?
Right?
They like Christmas Eve. Yeah, the
Gotta
the
love it.
build up, the anticipation. Like you gotta, yeah. It's like, but
Barely
yeah,
sleep at night. You
man,
know.
it's like it's December 31st. It's almost going into New Year's. It's all that. The
Ooh,
night before your birthday,
10,
however you got to coin
9.
it, right?
Man,
However we got to coin
excited.
it, dude. Beyond
Pat
excited.
Mahomes and the rookies showed up to training camp, I believe.
Oh yeah,
It's getting to be that time.
yeah, it is. And Pat's got these boys working.
Mm,
Rasheed Rice working, so they out there throwing up. He's getting ready for the big time. And thank you, Pat, for working them out. And also, shout out to Netflix and the quarterback series. If you haven't watched it yet, you need to put some more respect on Patrick Mahomes, the GOAT, uh, and put some more respect on Kirk Cousins. But more to that. More to come on that. The Mariota situation is just about what I thought it was. I mean, you could have picked
right.
any other guy, but I mean, you got to have
Curry.
mediocre, and then Cuff's greatness, and then the greatness.
Mm.
So I like the way they built it up. Um, what you think about it, Mr. Casey? Give us your thoughts on that real quick before we dive in.
Oh, it was super entertaining to me. It was kind of interesting because it gives you more of a in-depth look at their actual lives too, which is kind of something I don't really pay attention to during the season or the off season. You know, I like to follow them a little bit, but I'm not gonna, what'd you have for lunch kind of thing or something. And it just gives you a nice deep dive into what it takes to really be that elite talent, and then Kirk Cousins and Mariota.
Man, exactly, and I agree with you as far as even the way you said it here, because I know how you said it, but I even agree with that. 'Cause like I said, cuss greatness, and then you got the greatness. I understand. Um, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful series, like we were saying. Check it out if you haven't already. Without further ado, we're gonna move back into the NFC, and this time we're on the north. The NAWF, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the north, and it is time. Mr. KC, who are we doing first, man? What kind of bold record is this team going to receive from us? Massachusetts.
Ooh. I think we might need to let's warm up with a kind of easy one. Let's go with the
It's
Lions.
got to be the
They got
it's
the
got to
least
be.
amount of players that are eligible.
Yeah.
And if you guys did not pay attention last season, I am a low key Lions fan for whatever reason.
For
And
whatever
so
reason.
this should be an interesting, yeah, it should be an interesting pick here.
You yourself. I Detroit to prime.
Well, I think we cut up a little bit here.
Uh oh.
Yeah.
Uh
All
oh.
right.
Audio
Well,
cut.
hold on a
Audio
second.
cut.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna try this again in three, two, one. This is gonna be not in the edited version. I promise you that. Here we go, folks.
Yeah. So who you got going into the Lions and KC game, Mr. KC?
Well, folks, it's no secret that we are big Chiefs fans. You don't want to see Andy Reid off of a bye. Give me Kansas City over the Lions with some ease. Maybe if they had not everybody was suspended, real healthy start to the season, this might be slightly more competitive. But Patrick Mahomes, they're dropping banners. Who do you
So
who are you gonna go with?
reason you we'll,
Mm,
we'll
mm.
fast
Oh, hold on a second.
forward.
Yep.
Even if
Hold on. Yeah, let's try it. Or we can do a nice little. I'm sorry if you guys are watching the full unedited version, but we're gonna let him do his pick again. Who you got in the Lions versus the Chiefs?
I got the Chiefs going into this one, pretty much for every reason you said. Hopefully you can hear me now. Audio's coming. Okay, okay. Yeah, without a doubt, Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Next on the list, it looks like we have it's kind of a rough game for the Lions. We've got the Seahawks at Lions. Who you got there?
I'm going with the boy Gino and the Seahawks. Come, he should have been the NFC North Cole like MVP if they had such an award. Geno Smith, he did good things for the Seahawks. Pete Carroll really is bringing the best out of him, and I like their situation better than Detroit. So it's a Seahawk victory for me.
Man, the Seahawks are loaded this year, and this is not how I wanted to see the Lions start their schedule. But we'll go ahead and throw that two-time L up, and that's going to be a
It's a
loss for
rough
the
one.
both of us.
Oh yeah, so I got the Detroit Lions currently sitting at 0-2, just like Mr. KC. I think this is the first time we started off almost. Well, no, this is probably the third time because besides the Chiefs schedule, there's only one other team I got to think about where we agreed it was probably going on 6 to start off. It was pretty
Yeah, there's
dangerous.
yeah.
Yeah. Next game we got, ladies and gentlemen, September 24th. We got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions, and I'm going with the Falcons in this game. Of course, we've already talked about it pretty much when we covered the Falcon schedule, and it's just not a game the Lions are ready for. But luckily, we'll talk about that in a second. Who you got, Mr. KC?
Well, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to go with the Lions. Let's give them the first win over the Falcons. I like Jared Goff. He's a solid quarterback. I'm going to actually lean with the Lions here.
Okay. So he's currently at 1-2 with the Detroit Lions, and I have them at 0-3. But luckily for you, Lions fans, you get Green Bay the next week, and that's a win if I ain't ever seen it. It's almost up there with like playing the Cardinals and playing the Browns. Like you couldn't ask for a better team to play, especially starting off 0-3. Get your first win of the season, 1-3 Detroit.
That's going to be a two-time winner, folks. Two-time winner. The chicken dinner here. Look, there's two teams this year that I am calling better than a bye. That is going to be
Oh
the
yeah,
Packers and the Titans and the Cardinals.
oh
I've
yeah.
got three. Sorry.
And we
And
really got four, honestly, and it's coming up.
yeah, true,
The
true.
very next week, ladies and gentlemen, the Panthers versus the Lions, and this is another win. Like the Lions, you go on a streak here. You're now 2-3, 3-2 by Mr. Casey's count. I'm sure he's going with the Lions in that game.
Hmm.
Um, and then you move on to another game, which I feel like is almost up there with the bye week situation, but we'll see. You get the Buccaneers, and I think you win this game, Lions fans, and you're 3-3 on the season. Who
Oh,
you
and
got in
that's
that
right where you
Buccaneers
want
game?
them. Well, you know
Yeah.
right there with you on that pick. That's going to be another two-time win there. Don't get it confused, folks. This is pretty nice. We're turning it right back around for the Lions, and we're starting to get. We should be getting pretty full on the roster here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they
Perfect
we're
time
starting to
for it.
get into the weeks where some people should be coming back, but I don't think they're back in enough time October 22nd because they face Big Trust and the Baltimore Ravens, and unfortunately Lions fans, you moved to 3-4, but it's okay. You're right there in the midst of things. Nothing's going wrong yet. You really lost the teams that you should have lost to, so there's no harm in that.
Upset alert, folks. Upset
Oh,
alert. Don't let these Ravens fans fool you. This is the Lions. Lions time. This is going to be an upset game. Normally, I like to lean to the better quarterback, and that would be Lamar Jackson. But I do not believe the gap between Lamar Jackson and the play from Jared Goff is so significant that we go ahead and say that he's magically big enough to better enough to beat the Lions. Give me the Lions on this one. I'm moving them to 5-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about a bold prediction? That's a bold one. The Ravens are going to crush these guys. I don't know, but we'll get there when we get there. But luckily, Lions fans, you get another game that following week to rebound. Get your things back right. You play the Raiders, and you'll move to 4-4 on the season after you pick up a win against the Las Vegas Raiders. Mister KC,
You know
he
I'm
said,
throwing up that 2 times. We got to get that 2 times over there because we're both agreeing on this one. Look, the
"Ooh,
Raiders. This is a great matchup for the Lions. Nice tough week. This gets me at 6-3 with the Lions. So maybe this is when they take over the North.
I don't know about that, but they're on their way because the very next week they have the Los Angeles Chargers, and I
Mm.
think that they pick up a win here. The upset
Whoa,
alert,
the
the
upset
real
alert.
upset alert: Jared Goff versus Little Herbert.
And
And I
we,
think Jared Goff will have. I think Jameson will be back then, their wide receiver. I think they'll have
mhm.
all their pieces back by then, and it should be a light show.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, the track meet here.
yeah, so I'm going with the Lions, 5-4.
And And I can confirm that's an upset alert because I am actually taking the Chargers in this game. So you know if dude's picking them and I'm not, that is the upset alert of the night.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, I like that pick. Because the very next week, whew, you got a hard one. You got to play the Chicago Bears, and I don't think you win that game. I think you move to 5-5. Uh, I like just what Chicago's doing. I like the quarterback situation, and I think that they do more than what they what's the word I want to say? They're going to do well more than what they need to do to win as
They're
far as
going to exceed
Chicago.
their
Because, yeah,
expectations.
that's the word. They're going to bypass all of the doubters, all of the negativity. And this will probably be a streaky game for Chicago by then. We'll see. But they're definitely picking this one up. But Detroit, you move to 5-5.
I'm actually kind of agreeing with you for the most part, but I'm going to pick the Lions. They're going to split the series. This game in Detroit, what we know is Fields is developing. He's in year two, kind of getting into the groove. But Jared Goff is a very well seasoned veteran. I like Fields, but the Golf is a better quarterback, hands down, or at least has better arm talent at the very least. So I'm gonna lean with the
Well,
Lions on
yeah,
this one.
you haven't seen a lot of Fields tape, so I understand. But now that he got receivers to show it to you, he's
He
going to
does.
showcase that
Yep.
arm. Like I remember him from Ohio State, and trust me, he can get it down there. With
Yeah,
he
and
can
it'll
get
be
it down.
interesting to see what he does. I mean, they finally decided to surround him with quality talent with like DJ Moore. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out in
Oh
Chicago.
yeah,
I'm excited to do their picks.
oh yeah. And luckily for you, Detroit fans, the very next game you get to play the Green Bay Packers again, which will get you another dub. And like I said, it's not bad. Well, what I got you at now? You're 6-5 now. So I
Yeah,
mean,
you've got them at 6-5, and I have them. What is that? 8-3, I believe.
ooh,
Oh no, 7-4. Sorry
seven
about
and
that.
four. All right. See, and this is gonna be where it gets tough for you, Lions, just for a little bit, but not too bad. But you got to play Derek Carr and the Saints, and looking at that Saints team and their schedule, and I believe I had them knocking you off because I'm going with the dude Derek. We're getting playoff Derek Carr. You're 6-6. You lose to the Saints. Long story short.
No, we got to win that game, Lions fans. Let's keep it rolling. It's going to get you to 8-4. Let's pump the brakes on Derek Carr. He's not better than Jared Goff either. So
I think he is. I think he's
Well,
better.
we'll see because he's not stuck in the AFC anymore with a bad
Hmm.
Raiders team. So
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see. But it really depends on the health of the Saints.
That is also true. We'll definitely see here because after that, the Lions get another L. And like I said, there's nothing to fret about. You know, just L's come and go, but you lose to Chicago again. They sweep you on the season, but there's nothing to be fearful of. You know, you're right in the mix still. You're at 6-7 now. Everything is going to be all right. Got a
Yeah,
little fly flying around.
as someone that lives in Florida, nothing scares me more than the thought of being outside in Chicago in December 10th. So I'm going to go ahead
Mhm.
and give the Bears the home field advantage and the win. Like I said before, they should split. These are two real closely matched teams, in my opinion.
And we will see because I got that going a little bit different. But that's the glory of football. We'll definitely see on
Mhm.
that Sunday. Next game we got here, which is another game that's almost better than a bye. You get to play the Denver Broncos. You move to 7-7 on the season now. You shore up 500 now. You're 7-7 on the season, and you should be proud that you guys made it this far. Who you got, Mister
Absolutely.
KC?
I'm going for a two timer. We're going. That's an easy. Get the Broncos out of here. That's an easy one for me. That's gonna get me. What's that? 9-5, I believe.
Woo! And see, this is the toughest stretch in all your schedule, Detroit.
Hmm.
And to be honest with you, I can make mine quick. You lose every game. You're losing to the
Whoa.
Vikings, then you lose to the boys, and you lose to the Vikings again. And I'm sorry it has
Whoa.
to end that way, but 7-10 is your future. Mr. KC, what you think about the last three?
The last three, we're looking at a win for the Lions.
Ooh, over
A
Vikings?
Yeah, win over the Vikings, lost over the Cowboys, win over the Vikings.
So
Let's
they're
go
gonna
ahead and get
sweep the
the sweep.
Vikings?
They're
Now
sweeping the
that's a bold
division.
prediction.
They're not sweeping the division. They're sweeping everyone but the Bears. They split with the Bears,
Split
and
with the Bears.
I know, and that actually gets me up to like 11-6, which is
Ooh.
two more wins than I had in my head before looking at the schedule. To be completely, just absolutely horribly honest, um, I really feel more comfortable at like a 10-7 number, and I feel that might be slightly bold. So
Oh,
let's
it's beyond bold because 7-10 is their ceiling for me, and I'm surprised I even
seven
got
and
them at
10.
7 wins.
Oh, I think, and I really feel more comfortable if I had a, I'd bet nine I'd bet nine. If the over under was eight, I'd go 8.5, nine. I'd go ahead and go nine. I think
Yeah,
this is a
I'd
winning
go under.
season for the Lions. They got talent. They've done really nicely in the draft. Let's not
Oh,
sleep
I'm
on these
not
Lions.
doubting that. I'm not doubting it at all. I just
Remember
unless
me
you play in
regretting
Kansas,
every pick
unless you
that I made
yes, and
for the
then I was
Lions
just
last
gonna
year.
say, unless your rookies are gonna watch the tape on the Kansas City Chiefs from last year and play like them rookies played, I'm not a firm believer in certain teams getting a set amount of rookies without the proper leadership. I mean, Detroit's got some good coaching, the quarterback's okay, but that's not enough. I
Yeah,
mean,
and I'm not
they're
gonna
still a
lie.
ways away. Chicago is in a better situation, just totally from front office down to the tutor. So, ooh, so
I, th- I, th-
yeah,
I think I might prematurely change one of my picks. Let's go ahead and give the Vikings the
man,
last.
sweeping the Vikings, man.
Yeah, let's go ahead and split that up just so I can take it down to 10-7. Just because I already know that I might regret a 10-7 pick, and I just 11 wins seems so high for me. It just seems it just seems like I'm maybe still in love with the Lions a
Just
smidge
a
too
little
much.
bit, just a little
Yeah,
bit. You
and
outside in the car, you ain't decided if you was going to the window yet. You just kind of
mm,
sitting there waiting. The rain just started, and you just, wondering, pondering. Do I get
oh,
out with the boombox or not?
we got to get my mind off these Lions. Uh, let's go
Oh,
ahead and do it, folks. Let's pull up another team here. Do with a beard. What team would you like to go to next?
let's get Green Bay out the way.
Yeah,
Cause
nice easy one. We like light
yeah,
work around
yeah,
here.
get them on out the way. Cause it's it's gonna be terrible. I'm sure it's gonna be terrible. But luckily, you might be able to. Unless Jordan Love, dude, I don't know. We're just gonna have to see.
I do know. I do know. There is nothing I am more confident than the picks that I'm about to make and deliver here tonight. Folks, if you want to make any bets that I will stand behind and feel confident on, it is going to be these following picks. I've studied this Green Bay team. I just know exactly where this is going to end up. Don't forget to like and subscribe
I'm trying to
before
tell
you
you,
hear
this
this.
man is bold tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's ready. Start us off, Mr. Casey. Regale us. Take us down the
Well, your
road.
first loss of the season is going to be against the Bears when you're in Chicago, September 10th.
I know that's right. I'm just take us on the journey. I'm just co-signing until I can't.
And then we're going to follow around after going to Chicago. We're going to take a nice little Delta trip down to the Atlanta Falcons, where you take your second L on the season,
Good night, yes,
which is
sir.
okay because finally you get to go home and play in Green Bay, where you take your first L at home versus the Saints. But don't worry, folks. That's not all. The next week, you're going to follow it up with another L versus the Lions.
Good night,
Unbelievable. You somehow go all the way out to California and take another L. Or,
man.
sorry, Vegas. You're going to
Right,
Raiders. You're going to Vegas. They're no longer in California. Sorry
right.
about that, folks. But you're taking an L there. Oh, and how do
But
you do it?
luckily for you, there's
Oh,
sun on the horizon because October 22nd, you get to play the Denver Broncos. And I like Jordan Love in this game. And it's not even an upset. The Broncos are trash. Green Bay, you get your first and probably only win of the season. Congratulations. You're not going 0-17. Mr. KC, it looks like you're ready to give him this L.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Look, the only thing Russ is going to cook up is some freaking grilled cheese. This is a game over matchup. Get the Packers out of here. And then we're going to go the next week where you host the Vikings to take an L. And
Good
then you go
night.
out to Los Angeles to the Rams
Were
and you
you?
get a win.
Oh,
You get a
oh, I
win.
was because I'm looking here. I'm like, oh, I think you get your second win in Green Bay. You
You
get
get a
two
win.
dubs. You
You
got
get a
two
dub.
dubs.
You
So,
get a dub.
you
Oh, you're breaking up for a second there.
have them at
Microphone.
1-7.
Yeah. We might be at 8 games right about now. I ain't even counting these L's. I'm just counting the wins. We're at one so far.
Oh God.
There's too
Okay,
many L's to keep track. I'm not playing that game
it is
because you're
true.
gonna go
That's
down to
true,
the Pittsburgh and get your another L. Tell me you're not
dude.
taking that
Yeah.
L.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know they're taking that L.
You're taking
Good
that L.
night.
Yeah, so we got one so
Yeah.
far. You got the Chargers coming in town where you let Herbert just walk all over
Good
you.
night.
This is going to be a 34-6 game. Go
That
ahead, mark it down right here, folks.
look at 7
No, it's two
garbage
field
time
goals.
touchdown.
No,
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 garbage time touchdown. Walk
no. They
off.
don't. They're not even scoring on the second stringers of the Chargers. I'm not allowing it.
Good
Then we
night.
go to Detroit, where
Yeah.
somehow you take another L.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, you get murdered. Look, you get a host the Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers ran away. We've already
Man.
seen this
And you
matchup.
got Pat and this is Project Pat. It's prime time.
Mm,
So you
mm.
know he going off.
Look at that 820. Bet you
And you
that
better
game
not
is
hope it's snowing because you heard what he said. He thinks he's a snow game guy.
he is a
Don't
snow game quarterback.
don't let
He's excited for it.
oh
Jeez
good
Louise.
night.
Then you get
Dude.
dusted in New York. These Giants
Dustin.
are gonna
Back to
uh
back prime time Dustins. Good
Ooh, we got
night.
hey
Oh,
folks, we got some interest in the next 2 weeks here.
I'm trying to tell you, it's bubbling up. I think you lose to the Buccaneers though, for some
Two
reason.
times. Let's go ahead and
Yeah,
write that one up.
and you know what? Y'all get your third win. You're gonna beat them Panthers because the Panthers they're gonna be terrible. I'm giving Green Bay the win.
I'm not.
Three wins on the season.
I'm going to go ahead and be bold and say they got a better quarterback, better team all around, better even probably better wide receivers. Let's be honest.
I
This
was
is
about to say everything, dude.
everything. Everything is better about the Panthers.
Like
Give them an L. And then you got the Vikings and the Bears to take the rest of your L's of the season.
that's it.
What I give them 1, 2 wins?
I'm not sure. I gave them three, and I know you're less than me, so it has to be at least two then.
I think I went one. I think I might have went with one. We've got the Rams and the Rams. Yep, I went 1-16, folks.
Yeah, and I went 3-14 for
Three.
for
This
Green
isn't a
Bay.
huge, either way you're looking at it. I really think you guys are fighting for that first overall pick. You get a nice draft, another franchise quarterback, and you keep that Green Bay train rolling. Look, don't take it as personal. You just have a garbage quarterback,
Well, I
and
don't
you
know if
give
he's garbage though.
he is.
The jury's still out on Jordan Love for me. I just gotta see it. I gotta see it.
I've watched it. It is garbage. The
It's not that.
preseason,
It's not that
he's
bad though.
garbage against second string players. I don't know what they just doubled down on they made that mistake in drafting Jordan Love. Is all it is. This is all this is. They said, well, it's what you call sunken cost fallacy. That is the definition of what Jordan Love is. Jordan, sunken cost fallacy, love. He loves the sunken cost.
Good night.
Mm. But hey, shout him out. He's gotten
I
paid,
mean,
and for that, I'm
he's
going to
only
salute
been
him.
here 2 years. He's not even got. I just believe give a guy his fair shake first,
Mm.
and then we thought. I'm like he hasn't even gotten to play. Like,
Well, he's not going to get a fair shake.
well,
Green
he's gonna
Bay,
get one now. Like I
no,
said,
he's not.
this is
Green
gonna
Bay
be
has
the
done
season.
absolutely nothing to set Jordan and Love up for success.
They
I,
got a wide receiver. They got Watson.
you're proving my point now.
I know.
That's all I'm gonna say. You're just trying to prove my point now. Like, don't even get me started on that. Like, we're loaded, won't it? Jordan Love will never throw for 40. Mm. Sorry,
Good
Green Bay.
night. Yeah,
I hate to pee in your Cheerios. I don't hate y'all.
it's
Just
rough. It's
it's,
rough, dude.
it's just you have failed
I
as a
don't hate y'all
franchise.
either. I like y'all colors and everything, dude. I
Okay.
like mostly everything about Green Bay until Brett Favre started stealing money. But that's a whole different story. But
Look, I had a chili cheese cheeseburger. Okay, I'm a cheese fan. That's what I have for dinner, folks. Look,
man,
chili cheese tots. Look, I wanted cheese on everything.
man,
If it was up to me, Green Bay would do great.
right
Not. The schedule is what it is. The roster
is what it
is what it
is.
is.
Good night.
But enough of peeing in some Cheerios, folks. If you didn't watch that previous video, you should definitely look for that one. It was an ugly, murderous scene. But
It
we're going to
was.
move on to another team. This one's going to be a little higher quality of a team. Guarantee it. That's all we've got left. Dude, which one you want to go with?
Let's go ahead and talk about the reigning kings of the North. Let's talk about the Vikings and Kurt Thuggin's cousins.
Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, and I'm real interested in this one because I've predicted a regression. So I need to see this schedule to see how likely this regression actually is.
Yeah, because when you really look at it, besides the absence of what's the boy name, the running back,
Cook,
Dalvin.
yeah.
Yeah, besides his exit, I mean, we still got JJ, other wide receivers to fill some voids. Let's roll it. Week one, you start off with a dub without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep,
You're beating
that's
the
a two timer.
Buccaneers.
That's gonna be a two timer.
And then the next game, you got the Eagles. And I feel like, man, prime
What?
time. Is Kirk Cousins going to prove himself? He the one prime.
Oh, don't.
I'm going to go with the Eagles on.
You going with the Eagles? You cut out there for a
Yeah, I'm
second.
going to go with the Eagles on that one.
Yeah, and I'm going. I had already marked you down for it. I marked myself down for it. Two-time loss. I knew where this was going. I was a little nervous because I'm writing in Sharpie, so there's, it's
Oh,
kind of hard to mess
gotcha.
up. You know what I mean? There's no
Yeah.
erasing. But
No, I
yeah,
think you lose to the Eagles. It'll be a tough game, honestly. And I need to see how far these Eagles regress. That Super Bowl hangover. I need to see what it looks like because they might not be as touted as people are touting them. 'Cause like I said, I still don't consider them a powerhouse. Like I said, they got to the Super Bowl easy last year. I'm still
they
not
did have an
sold
easy
on the
path.
Eagles. I'm still not sold. And you can hate it. You hate me if you want to, or say I'm hating. I'm still not sold. Dude. I'm just not. I'm sorry. So that's what I
I
said. That's
mean,
why it took me a while to pick because this could be a tough game, and this could be a game that Jalen got to win with his feet more than likely. Next game we got though, I got the Vikings over the Chargers for
mm,
sure in this game. Back on track with wins, 2-1 on the season.
I'd already written down my L, but I did not write down yours because I was not sure about this one, and I can see you picking the Vikings over the Chargers in
Yeah,
the
that's why.
non-prime time.
Right, exactly. It's 1 o'clock. Kirk Cousins can do work.
Mm,
And then they go on a little win streak for a moment because you get to play better than the bye Panthers. You move to
hmm
3-1 on the season, and then things come to a screeching halt. You got to play the future champions, the juggernaut that is the Kansas City Chiefs, and you move to 3-2 on the season. And it's
Preach.
nothing,
I've got them at
nothing
2 and 3, but preach.
right. But it's nothing to fret about. There's nothing to worry about because you're still right in the midst. You're right in the thick of things. And then now you get to play the Chicago Bears, and I believe you win this first matchup with the Bears here. Just more experience, better team overall. Vikings, you're 4-2.
Yep,
You
that's a two
doubled up
timer.
on that? Yes, sir. Then moving on here, I got the Vikings over the Niners. The quarterback
Mm,
situation to me is just so uncertain. And I don't think that they're going to ride with the same high that they had with that little streak that Jimmy G started them on. I got the Vikings in this game. They moved to 5-2 on the season.
oh, not me, folks. I'm going to have to disagree with that. I think 49ers are probably one of the top three teams in the NFC.
I don't know. They didn't reload anywhere. They've only
Mm,
lost stuff, didn't have picks to get nothing.
the only thing they needed to reload was a healthy quarterback. When you get to number four, you're kind of out of you're out of luck.
But you're 5-2. What 4-3 on your end? Is that what you got, Mr.
Yeah, I
Casey?
am. You're 5 and 2, and I'm currently 3 and 4.
3-4. Okay. And luckily for you, Vikings, again, you get to play the Green Bay Packers. Boom, another one. You're at 6-2 on the season. And there's nothing wrong with that. Things happen. It's just kind of what it is. You're gaining traction. Then boom, you win again because you play the Atlanta Falcons. This is one of the L's I gave the Falcons. They're just not ready for the Vikings yet. You're 7-2 on the season. You're looking great. And then boom, you get to play the New Orleans Saints. And you win this game. Derek Carr, he's not ready for this game. Yeah, I believe this is one of the
Mm,
L's I gave the Saints. Dude, I'm telling you, it's looking real
yeah,
streaky for these Vikings.
I'm
Uh,
actually gonna go. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I did pick the Saints over the
I think
Vikings.
you I think you picked the Vikings, but I'm not sure either. We'd have to go back and check. But
Yeah,
because
let's
we
go with
had them
that. I'm
finishing
pretty sure.
7-5.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you on this pick, though. Even if I did pick the Saints over the Vikings, now that I'm looking at, I just like I feel like the Vikings should beat the
Oh, you kind
Saints.
of disappeared too. We can't see you.
Oh, sorry about that. Mm,
Yeah, there you
I
go.
I feel like yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go with the Vikings over the Saints here. I think.
Yeah, like I said, I'm with that. And they moved to 8-2 on the season on my end. And what is that? They're caught. They should be caught up on wins and losses on your end. What you got them at now? 6-4,
No, I'm at 5-5. That
five and
brought
five.
me, yeah, that brought me to
Okay.
5-5. Or no, that is 6-4. You're right.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I marked. I'm so used to writing L's for these Vikings.
No, there's 6-4 on his end, 8-2 on mine, and I got you moving to 9-2. You get to play the
Mhm.
Denver Broncos. And without a doubt in my mind, that's a game you win. You're probably going to dog walk these Broncos in prime time. Prime time Kirk
Mm.
Cousins, because the Broncos is that bad. Give me prime time Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and people are gonna say, "Oh, look, Kirk Cousins can win in prime time because of games like this." Look, come on now.
Hey, they said Brock Purdy was ready to lead the Niners because he eked out a few wins. Narratives and narratives.
Yeah,
9-2.
yeah.
9-2 though is the way.
7-4.
And so next game we have here the Chicago Bears, and I believe you lose this game. I believe Justin Fields find a way to win this game in prime time. It'll be a
Mhm.
prime time discussion, but a game that Chicago needs to win because, in my opinion, they're the only other competition in the division. So you split the series with Chicago,
Yep, let's make
nine
that a
and
two
three.
time. 7-5.
And then after that, you get to fly out to fucking sunny Las Vegas, get you some money, put some chips down on the table, and leave with a dub. You're now 10-3 on the season. You dog walk the Raiders. Good night.
Yeah,
Um,
8-5,
now
looking better than
this,
I expected.
well, still 8-5, still good. 10-3, 8-5. We ain't too far off.
Hmm.
This next game though, this one, this one's kind of TBD, man. Even like how they say
Mm,
it, because dude, if these Vikings are really rolling like that, I think they can beat the Bengals. But then again, we got to see. Well, we got to get to the north. We'll see. I'm gonna go with the Vikings in this game, just because I don't like
whoa,
the Bengals that much.
that's an upset.
11-3, 11-3.
Yeah,
Kirk Thuggins.
not on my end. We get a little gap here. We're getting to 8-6 here, so
Whew.
mm,
And
that's a
then,
loss.
dude, this is it, dude. Vikings,
Yep.
you finish 14-3. You're gonna win the last three games. You're gonna beat the Lions. You'll beat Green Bay again and beat the Lions again. I don't see a split with him, and it's a wrap. The Vikings are 14-3 on the season. Might be the Kings of the North again. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even expecting that. I was not.
Yeah, that
Who
actually
you got
gets
in these
me.
last three?
I'm going Lions sweeping the Vikings and then Vikings over Packers. So that's going to get me to 9-8, which is honestly, I really had in my prediction, in my mind, in my spirit, in my gut, that I was giving these guys a losing record. I really wanted to. I'm not going to lie to you folks or
You tried
Vikings
with that
fans.
Lions move,
Uh,
man. I
Well,
don't
it
think the Lions.
guarantees it. It
Good
guarantees it.
night. Good night. Vikings, you're looking at 14-3,
Well,
and
I mean, even with the Lions sweep, that is that's right there.
if I gave them
Pretty
the
impressive.
Lions sweep, take off them two wins, they'd be 12-5 on mine, and still prime position to win the North.
You had them
Like
14-3, huh?
14 and 3,
Ooh,
14 and 3. Ain't too far off from where they was last year.
bold, folks. That's what you're getting.
Oh yeah,
That's what
oh
these
yeah,
pictures. I feel like this is a real bold night. This is crazy. This is
it
wild.
is, dude. Because you got
Speaking of
The
bold and
Lions
wild,
sweeping them.
speaking of bold and wild, we've only got one team left, and I think this is the team that both Dude and myself have been super kind of excited to break down and see their schedule.
Oh yeah. I think these Bears got a real opportunity here to if they can't win the North, they can at least come away with a wild card.
Yeah, I'm really hyped on these Bears, so I'm excited to really dive into these picks, folks. This
All
is
right.
we're Chiefs fans, the both of us, but man, dude, these Bears teams got me. This might be a nice turnaround.
Dude, dude, this is Midwest. Shout out to you, y'all 6 hours away. Well, from Kansas City, 8 hours, but still neighborly. I can make it there in a day, easy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I couldn't make it there today, tomorrow, and next week because I'm not going to Chicago. But y'all too windy, too cold for this Florida boy. It just ain't happening right
whew,
now.
it'll
It
change
just
his DNA.
look. I don't even own a coat made for Chicago. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't even own pants anymore, folks. Like this ain't
That's
this,
that
this
Florida.
yeah, this Florida life. We don't do all that down there. So shout out Chicago. Let's get hype.
Yeah,
Let,
let's do it, man. And you start off 1-0 easy. You're beating the Packers.
that's a two timer.
And then you get the Buccaneers the next week. You're beating the Bucks. You're 2-0 in Chicago starting off the
That's gonna be
Justin
it.
Fields era because you
Two.
run into the juggernaut next week. So you go to 2-1 when you play Kansas City, and there's nothing wrong with being a 2-1 right here. Like this is
Right.
okay. This is actually great positioning because then you get a bye week. You get to play
Yep.
the Broncos, and you move to 3-1.
Yep.
And then you get to play the Commanders. You move to 4-1.
Look, two
Dude,
timer. We're
dude,
we're just rolling now.
dude, is it? I didn't know the schedule was going to look this clean.
But
Then
it's
you
it's
get
cleaner than I expected.
right, but then you get your first, you get your next L of the season. Like I said, I got you splitting with the Vikes. So you take this L. You're 4-2 right now. Got you at
Preach it.
4-2,
Keep preaching.
and then after that heartbreaking loss, that almost overtime esque loss, you get to go to Las Vegas, or Las Vegas just to come to Chicago, and you get to go ahead and get another dub and rebuild your way on up. The Bears are 5-2.
And you see what this is? This is a glass instead of the Sharpie because I already wrote that down. That was already written down,
Yeah.
folks.
And then this is an interesting week for me. I like young quarterback matchups, and it's Herbert versus Fields. It's prime time. The Bears are feeling good. Herbert's probably not feeling as good. I'm going Chi-Town. 6-2 on the season.
Shout out
Let's
Side Town.
go.
I hate to
Shout
I hate
out.
to be that guy. We're finally splitting right there. We finally find that one. I think the Chargers are going to beat the Bears.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. It's very well
Right.
possible. But then the Bears get to play the Saints, and I believe this is one of the L's I gave to the Saints because I'm that high on Fields. You move to
Hmm.
7-2. You
I'm right
move
there
to
with
seven
you.
and two,
6-3,
and then you move to 8-2 because you play the Panthers next. Good night, and
folks.
then
We're
you
gonna
play the Lions
we
nine
are
and
gonna
two.
we are gonna pass around the collection plate. If you want to keep hearing this preacher preach, I'm with them on the Bears over the Panthers.
Oh yeah. And then, like I said, you get the Lions next week, and you beat them. You're 9-2 on the season. Hmm.
Mm, no, I'm gonna choose the
Huh?
Lions. They're gonna split here, but I'm gonna choose the Lions at home.
Got you. No, nothing wrong with that. Because I actually got the Lions losing at home there, and then I got the Chicago Bears going into Viking land, like I said, and win that primetime game because that's the one they need to win. It's the split that I talked about. You're 10-2 right now on the season, Lions. You're ten and
Mm,
two. I said Lions, Bears. You're 10-2, and then you play the Lions, and then you split with them. You lose that game at home. Little gut wrencher, but it's a rivalry. It's in the division. You're 10-3 now.
yeah, and
But
the only
luckily for
difference is
you,
I have
hmm
the Bears winning at home on this game. So we both
right,
have them split. We're just different games.
different venue. Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe Detroit can get a road win. They seem to be better on the road to me. Then you get to play the Cleveland Browns.
Mm.
Get another dub, young man. I
Ah,
got the Bears winning this game.
this
I
one's
do.
this one's tough because the Browns can really be a sneaky team. They're highly underrated for kind of what they have. The problem is they have some
I think they're rated
some
properly because they're trash.
some guy at quarterback, and
Man,
and let's roll with it. Let's go Bears.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what? Hell no. So where I got you at now? I got y'all. Is that 11-3? I got y'all now.
Yeah, you're 11-3. I'm
And
nine
where
and
you at?
four.
Yeah. So 11-3 right now for you Chicago Bears, and that's wonderful because you get to play the Cardinals again next week, and you move to 12-3. You see what I'm saying? And then the next week you lose to the Falcons, though it moves you to 12-4. Goodness. But then you get to play the Packers again and you finish 13-4, right behind the Minnesota Vikings.
I've got them sweeping all those teams, so I'm actually right there at 13-4 as well.
We made it, ladies and gentlemen, and you heard it here. I think this is the first time we've ever got
It's
the same number at the end of
it's
a
been a while.
schedule.
It has
Or
been.
since, yeah,
I
dude.
think since the Chiefs, I think we ended up with the
Right.
same with the Chiefs, and there might be one other team, but we don't usually hit that same number. I tell you what,
No.
folks, when we do hit that same number, look out. That's all I'm going
I'm
to say.
trying to
Look out for these Bears. I promise you, if you had me bet the over under on 9, I'm definitely
I'm
hammering.
definitely betting right.
I'm hammering that one. That was a
I'm trying to tell
little
you.
more cupcake than I was kind of predicting. I kind of like
Dude.
that for this building Bears
Dude,
team.
I do, man. This is like I said, dude. Showcase Fields, dude. This thing is gonna, dude. They're
So
gonna be a playoff team.
what's
You
that?
heard it here, Chicago. Y'all are going to the playoffs.
I think that means
Wild card though. You're not gonna win the North. You're
mm,
gonna be one game from winning the North, but you're definitely going to the playoffs.
pretty sure I've got them winning the North. That's where I ended up.
That's where you at with it. But
Mm,
I got the Vikings winning it. I'll trade either or. Either one of them teams can win because either way, both of those teams are going to the playoffs. Both
right.
of
I can see. I think
them.
unless that NFC East was martyrous last year, just taking all the extra spots. But
Right, but see, it ain't gonna be that way this year.
yeah, I don't
You
think
know the
that's how we
Giant.
predicted it this year.
I
So
got the Giants winning the East, and then I don't like. I say, I don't even think the Eagles. They probably won't even make it, but we'll see.
well,
We'll
no
agree.
team in the East has won back to back in like a decade or so. So the chances of the Eagles actually winning back to
Doing it.
back, I'd have to remember the exact number. There's another YouTuber named Teacher Talking Sports. He did a video on it. Click on that. Go to his channel. Check it out. And he had a full breakdown on how long it's been for the NFC East since they had a repeat. So
Man,
it kind of blew my mind because he heard my prediction of these
yeah.
NFC East is kind of
Like I
uh,
said, you know me. I ain't sold on these birds, man. I'm not a believer. I'm just not, and I'm
yeah,
sorry. It's just what
and
it
nothing.
is.
I'm not an Eagles fan by any nature. So
Right.
if I had the opportunity to pick them to lose, I would. But that
Yeah, and
show me
I
state
don't
in me.
doing these Chicago receiver. I like the receiving room, dude. They're gonna be good. They are
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
good.
All I can say is you can take the boy out of the show me, but you can't take the show me out of the boy. You know what
And
I'm
that's for
saying?
sure.
Listen here, folks.
And that's a for
Uh,
sure right on.
yeah, I need no magic tricks. I need to see it to believe it. I don't, that's a tough one.
I'm telling you, dude.
So we've got some great content coming up, huh? We've got some wrestling shows in the works in the future, and
Oh yeah.
you folks might want to write down on your calendar another Bold Drunks episode will be coming out on
Oh yeah.
the what was it, the
Um,
29th we're looking at?
yes, actually, it will be July 29th, next weekend,
Mm,
July 2-9. We're gonna do another review for you guys here, and then we're gonna have uh, uh, special presentation of the Spence versus Crawford fight. We're going to talk about it, dig into it. Mr. KC is a boxing fan. We're going to have on some special guests. We might have surprises on that live show here. We might even talk about making a little money here. So, we always try to float you with some cash when we can. So,
These
ladies and
holidays are
gentlemen,
coming up quick.
they are be on the lookout for that because I think this thing is gonna go crazy. I'm gonna put $100 on Crawford. So
Mm.
there's, and I'm pretty sure when we talk about it on the show, some people's gonna tell me why Spence is gonna make me regret paying that money. But we shall see. Two great fighters, a great situation that's finally coming to pass. Dude, it is gonna be a slobber knocker. In the words of my boy JR.
Mm. Mm.
Yes,
Can't
sir.
wait for that one. That's going to be an exciting, our special Saturday Bull Drunks
Oh
editions.
yeah.
This is this
So
is obviously just apple juice in this cup for tonight.
yeah.
Then
That's
I,
it. Just a little apple.
yeah, a little apple juice that I need to drink some Coca Cola afterwards with.
Right. The apple juice, yeah. Sometimes you just need some carbonation to follow that.
Mhm. Yeah, before it gets all extra juicy.
Man. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this NFC North. I can't wait to see what happens. I really think this thing is gonna be
Mm.
explosive, to say the least.
Yeah, I was super excited to break this one down. And the only thing I'm disappointed in is I really wanted a losing record for the Vikings.
I know you did. You was salivating,
Uh,
waiting for it. He was hungry for it, y'all. He wanted it so bad. But reality, when he saw it with his own eyes, would not let him do it because, above all else, we're going to tell the truth to the best of our ability. And
yeah.
he knows after seeing
Make
that
sure
schedule.
you tag Broncos fans in this because they'll see that even when I want to hate you, I've got to pick it how I see it. So,
Right. Right. He even gave y'all a win. So there's that.
yeah.
You ain't getting one from me, fam.
Mm.
So that's just what it is. Even if, did I give them any wins on that thing? You might have got a few from me. Games
They
y'all
got a
should
couple.
win,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think
But
they played the Cardinals or something.
oh, okay. Well, yeah. If y'all played the Cardinals or the
It
Browns,
was,
then I might have picked you.
yeah,
So
there was a couple games. They didn't get skunked. They're so mad.
yeah.
They're so angry
You're
at
gonna
these
you're gonna
comments.
finish like around what Tampa Bay will, about 3-14. I think I gave them,
Yeah,
or 2-15, somewhere in there.
and
But
I
it's
will.
just what it is.
And don't forget, folks, if you're gonna call me out, I will call you back out. And if you say my numbers are wrong and don't give me any numbers back, I can't listen to you anymore. That's not how this
Right,
works. We go down this list just like you need to, and you go ahead and tell me my numbers are wrong. Well, tell me the numbers you've got. That's all I'm
man.
asking. That's all
That's
I
it.
ask. You prove it.
Just back it with data. That's
Yeah.
all. Just a
You're
little
telling
data.
me I'm biased and my picks are horrible, but you won't tell me that they didn't end up really 6-10. That's all I'm gonna say. 6-11. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man.
Like you
So
say it's not, but I say it's so. And don't forget,
they
folks,
say it's so.
you can check the tapes from last year if you want to see our accuracy rate. It is off the charts. We
It
hit.
is. We
We
do pretty
hit.
good. Do pretty
We
good.
hit. Mm,
Do
mm.
pretty good. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're seasoned. Two guys who've been doing this a while, and you're just now seeing us do it. And we appreciate y'all watching us do it, of course. For all the likes, subscribes, everybody who turn on the notification bell when we come on, all the short likes and views and everything. We appreciate everything y'all doing, and we glad that y'all coming here for this truth. Though it should have been called the truth predictions, but then it couldn't be a prediction if we just, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Podcast is what we should have called it. This
Right.
is gonna happen. Either you
Yeah.
believe it or you don't.
Yeah. And while we do enjoy talking trash, this isn't exactly a trash talking podcast. We do
Right.
keep it very PG around here, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. Keep it very cordial. You kids can watch it. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
And enjoy some apple juice while they're doing it.
Exactly. Little crackers, little animal cracker situation.
William will.
Anyway,
Yeah.
right,
Anyway,
little
folks.
animal cracker. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, but that's the NFC North. Uh I got the Vikings winning the North. Mr. KC ended up having the Bears, and I think we might be flip flop. I think he might have the Vikings in second,
I do.
and then
I,
yeah,
I think that did
I
end up
think
with them in second.
I think we are in order again though, like how we did last time, just minus the winners this time. Because
Yeah.
I got the Vikings one, you got them two, Bears two. We both got Detroit at three, Tampa Bay last. So
Oh,
there's
way
just that.
last. Buried. Mm.
That's just what it is.
They're so last. They might trade for Aaron Rodgers midway
And I
through.
said Tampa Bay. I meant to say Green Bay. I said
No,
Tampa
I
Bay.
heard Green Bay,
Yeah,
so it's all good.
yeah, yeah. I said Tampa Bay, but
I, I,
just thinking
I
that
had,
both Bay teams are bums. So
yeah,
any team that has the literal word Bay in it.
I've
Now we're
had
talking about
just
teams
enough
over the
apple juice
coast.
to hear Green Bay. I promise you, I did.
Oh goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this thing here. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, and especially through the earlier technical difficulties. There'll be clean versions later, but we appreciate y'all rocking with us. I'm that dude with the beard, of course. He's Mr. KC from the 813. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you soon.